What's good? What's good? What's good? It is Coach Maritza. Listen, I got something for you all today. I want to talk to my girls who believe that they are a fraud. You are not a fraud, and I want to go into deep by imposter syndrome because I think many people don't realize how this is a complete daddy issue. And for my daddy's girl, oh my goodness. This is not to hate your daddy, but this is just to see the gaps in the parenting so that you can be able to heal the little girl inside of you. So as y'all coming in, go ahead and tap the screen and share it live. I'm so excited to be talking to y'all today because I think this is a great deep dive that I want you to take the notes because I'm going to tell you why you do what you do, why you believe this. And I'm also going to teach you on how to overcome this because I believe that I was a fraud because of I took everything that I learned for granted and I thought it was always for everybody else's use, but it wasn't for mine. And so this is an identity that comes with your father not being able to show you the emotional part of him to help you with your self-image, help you with your self-confidence, help you with your self-esteem, and so on and so forth. So this gonna be like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? I'm gonna break down how imposter syndrome literally comes from a father wound. And baby, when I tell you it's gonna blow your mind, you're gonna be like, I'm cool with my daddy, but I didn't think that how the way he showed up was going to affect how the way I show up. And it absolutely does. So as y'all coming in, go ahead and tap the screen, share loud. Let's get this thing to 1K. I am your human identity coach, Maritza. I have been helping over 30 to 40 women heal from their daddy issues so they can become the God that God has always designed. Help them be able to build the kingdom business that God has always designed them to build, right? And from one insecurity to one I say conqueror and overcoming, being fearless and being able to walk into it and not allow the fears to be their friend, not allow the fears to stop them from getting to where they need to go. So imposter syndrome is a big thing for daughters who cool with their daddy, but they like, I can't figure out why I keep feeling this way. So as y'all coming in, go ahead and tap the screen and share live because you are not a fraud. This is imposter syndrome to the finest. Okay, I've been there, still battling through it, and I have learned so many like nuggets along the way. And I want to show this to you because I think that once you realize how much our father, the relationship that we have with our father really does impact the things that we do, from who we date, what jobs we pick, whether we actually go after the dreams, the friendships that we have, and so on and so forth. I promise you, once you're able to see this, baby, it's going to click. Let's go ahead and get this thing to 1K. Again, I am your coach, Maritza, help you with healing and identity. Tell me where y'all from. Go ahead and tap screen share live, okay? Because I wanted to get this to as many lost daughters as possible. The reason why you lost is because you don't have the information. The Bible says that his people perish because of the lack of information. And I want to get this information to you because when I tell you, when God gave me this download, it blew my mind. And so I want to do the same thing for you. I want it to blow your mind because I don't want you to continue to operate in the way that you have. I'm a lost otherwise. Glad I scrolled to get you. I'm glad that you're here, Lynn. Because, baby, I've been doing a deep dive from Houston. Okay, I'm from Florida. Cool. Make sure you tap screen and share loud. Let's try to get this thing to 1K. I'm only going to be here for an hour, and I got a lot to download with you, so I hope you have. I'm going to talk about those who deal with, if it ain't perfect, I can't do it. I don't know enough information, so I can't do it. Is also those who like, I'm afraid to ask for help, so I can't do it. I got to do everything on my own. For those who are like, well, I don't believe that I don't believe that I'm that smart. I'm talking to you. So here's something that I had learned about, what's that girl name? Who did the, what's her name? Lord, I can't remember. Who did, Wakanda? She was the one who played like the girlfriend who who Chad had played in the Wakanda movie. Her name is, I think it's Lupita. I think it's Lupita Nyong. Let me make sure I ain't butcher that girl name. Wait. I'm about to find it. Either way. So as y'all tapping screen share live, let me tell you how she was talking about how she suffered from imposter syndrome after all the rewards that she has done, right? Being in so many movies that it's like it's mind blowing. It's like why are you dealing with imposter syndrome, man? Like you have literally changed the way we see black women in the community, the way we see women at in general. And hold on, because I'm gonna probably butcher her name because I always gotta look us up. It is Lapita Nyong. Lapita Nyong. She played in the movies. Hold on. Don't let me butcher it. She played in, oh my God, the list goes on. This girl is magnificent. She played in Black Panther. She played in The Little Monster. She played in 355. She played in Star Wars, the one in 2015. Actually, she played in a whole bunch of them. And she also played in the kids movie Wild Robot, which my daughter loves. And that's how the screenshot live. She is so beautiful. Yes, she is. And oh my goodness, when I found out that throughout all the things that she accomplished, y'all, she is dealing with imposter syndrome. And she talks about as much as she has done so much stuff, she feels like it's not enough. She feels like she still have to overachieve. And she said because how the way she was raised, that she didn't get the love that she needed at home. And I thought how many of us relate to that, because we really don't realize, we always talk about the mama, right? Society has always been talking about the mama. We don't realize how our fathers shape the way we see ourselves and how the way we show up. She was saying how she doesn't feel like she feels seen. She said in her household, she felt very unloved. She didn't feel like she was very affirmed in her household, basically not feeling enough. This is like the ground of creating the false identity of imposter syndrome. And I was like, oh my goodness, so many women have felt like that inside the household. And even though we have watched this woman overcome so many different fears, right? But she still has that at the back of her mind. She still has that at the back of her head. She's not enough. So that means she dealt with perfection. I mean, she dealt with like not believing that she had enough information. So imagine having to be a part of her community to constantly reaffirm her, to let her know that she is enough. And as y'all tap the screen, share live, I just want y'all to know y'all are not frauds. I used to believe I was a fraud too. But if somebody on a high scale deal with that, and I realize that so many of us are dealing with that, and we like to compare because of money. We like to feel like a fraud because we can't put a dollar amount on it. Like, we don't make this amount of money, so that means we can't be enough. We don't make this amount of money, that means, there's no way that the information that I know is enough. Let me tell you something. I was just listening to one of Alex Hormozi's videos, and he is talking to entrepreneurs who are making 6 to 7 figures. And let me tell you, baby, they are still dealing with imposter syndrome and making money. So the money is not the issue. It is about a father wound. It's about what was nurtured or left unnurtured inside of the home. See, I forgot what the doctor name is. I think her name is Dr. Nina. She talked about that there was extensive research done when it come up to childhood trauma. Oh, thank you so much. Get this 1K. We about to get this thing started. And for y'all who are just coming in, I'm your healing identity coach, Maritza. I teach women and men, right, but mainly women, on how to overcome their father issues. And when they do that, they're able to set boundaries. They're able to stand up for themselves. They're able to use their voice. They're able to not allow their insecurities to be a part of their identity. And also, today, we're going to talk about how we're going to overcome imposter syndrome. But we got to talk about where it comes from so we can get this thing started. So thank y'all for tapping the screen and sharing the live. Make sure you got your notes, because I'm only going to be here for a short time and not a long time. And I want y'all to get this information, because when I went down this rabbit hole, I was like, oh my God. So, want to talk about Alex Hormozi. Alex Hormozi literally still talks about imposter syndrome with people who are making all kinds of 6 or 7 figures. So the money is not it, you guys. I'm telling you right now. Oh, thank you so much, love. The money is not the problem. I'm telling you right now. The money is not the problem. That's what you think. That is not what it is. It is about your mind and how the way your nervous system has been trained to believe that you're not enough. And it stems from your daddy. All right, let's go ahead and do a disclaimer here. I'm not here to tell you how to hate your daddy. I'm not here to tell you how your daddy did X, Y, and Z. I'm not here to tell you that that for those who are daddy's girl who love your daddy, that your daddy did horrible by you and all this stuff. No. This is not that type of life. This is for you to understand as an adult the gaps that happened in your childhood that is still present in your adulthood. And that's why you feel stuck, why you feel like a fraud, why you haven't take that business venture, why you have not applied for a better job, why you only apply for jobs that you're overqualified for, why do you have not even created. Some of y'all are multi-millionaires when it comes up to the ideas that God has downloaded to you. Hey. Brittany, the video was so long, girl. The video, I finally combined them from my workshop that I did this Friday. I will have that to y'all today. It took a long time for my system to get it up. Y'all missed it. That workshop was phenomenal, right? We went to a deep dive about daddy issues. All right. So I've been looking for a girl. I got you. Because when I didn't realize it was 4 hours of download, girl, 4 hours of download. And when I tell you, and I'm going to update the workshop. Oh, yo, when the workbook that I got, when y'all get there, Brittany, it's going to be fire. Okay. All right. So for some of y'all who missed it Friday, I got another one coming up in January 10th. But right now, let's talk about imposter syndrome. All right, here's some things. Let's talk about what imposter syndrome is. Because some of y'all like, I ain't really a fraud. I feel kind of like a fraud. Is this really got anything to do with my daddy issues? Yes, it does. Okay, so I got my notes here. You feel like every success is an accident. It's not. You feel terrible when you feel terrible like somebody's going to expose you. You feel like when somebody compliments you, somebody says, oh, you look beautiful. Oh my gosh, she did this magnificent project. Oh, and just want to uplift you. You just want to shrink, right? Because unfortunately, you have been used to not being seen. And then when it come up to my information hoarders, okay, I'm the same way, right? You consume all this information because it's like you don't know enough information. But here's the thing where we get stuck. We know all this information, and because you have not applied it, that's why you feel like a fraud. And I'm going to teach you why you haven't applied it and how it has a lot to do with your dad, okay? The relationship that you have with your dad. Now, another thing about imposter syndrome is that it makes you feel like you need to perform, right? For my overperformers, I gotta go. I gotta know everything. I gotta show up. I gotta do extra ordinary things. I got to do all of these things that either nobody asked you to do or somebody did ask you to do. You just got to keep going. You keep moving the needle and you never live. Hold on. I'm on a roll. I told you. Too loud. Well then, girl, you better turn that volume down. Turn the volume down because I'm ready to go because I need to get you this information. Okay, I'm going to try to calm down a little bit because I need you to get it. All right, so imposter syndrome is not about being insecure. Okay, I need you to understand that. Imposter syndrome is a deeper identity injury. Okay, it's a deeper identity injury. It's not random. It's rooted. Okay, it's rooted. This is more than just a mindset issue. This is a father wound. This is why I'm telling you it has a lot to do with your father. So let me go ahead and spill the beans. Your father affects 4 things. 4. Let me put my number up. Your father affects 4 things. See if you can go ahead and put these in the chat. All right. He affects your self-image. That's 1. Put it in the chat. Self-image. Your father affects your self-image. Put that in the chat. Self-image. All right, 2, he affects your self-worth. He affects your self-worth. He affects your self-worth. All right. 3, he affects your self-confidence. He affects your self-confidence. All right. Thank you so much, love. He affects your self-confidence. All right. And then 4, he affects your independence, your sense of independence. Your sense of independence. So you can just put independence in the chat. Your sense of independence. All right. Now, let me go ahead and give you a backstory. This normally comes from, unfortunately, society. All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna pin it for those. Make sure you hold on. Let me move to the side. Make sure y'all screenshot that. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right. So when your dad does not he doesn't affirm, he doesn't approve of your choices, he doesn't approve of your feelings, he doesn't approve of your behavior. Now, some of us, our father has left us early. And even though our father has left us early, these still affect you. And for some of us, our father was physically present, but not emotionally available. These still affect you. Some of us had a passive father. I want you to understand, this still affects you. Okay. So for some of us had a very aggressive father. And when he's very aggressive, it makes you feel like you're not enough. You know, he's always saying, let's do better. Let's do better. Let's do better. Some of us have learned perfectionism, because when you got a B, it wasn't enough. If you got an A, it was a 98. Why you didn't get 100? Why you didn't get 100? Like, what's wrong with you, right? This is where he's constantly moving the needle, which is training you to overperform from being a little child from the ages of 0 to 14 all the way up into adult. All right. So this is mirroring how the way you see yourself. Okay. So when, unfortunately, some of our fathers only give us praise based on performance, right? So that means you're addicted to achieving. So for some women who are my CEOs, who goes into fields who are highly demanded, sometimes those baby girls are dealing with issues from their father just not affirming them from just doing the work. Like, baby girl, you did good, right? There's nothing wrong with saying where you can improve on. But if that's the only thing that your father helped you focus on versus where you were at that moment, that is where you feel emotional neglected. All right. So when it comes up to daddy girls don't escape from this either. Some of you all have had daddies that showed up, that paid the bill, that showed up to the game, showed up, gave the support, took you on a date, bought you everything that you wanted. You're not excluded from this conversation, because I've noticed, she said, what? I just cut mine off and he is my biggest fan. I'm sorry to hear that, babe, because I know that was hard for you. Like, so let me go ahead and go back. Daddy's girl, it does not exclude you. I'm not telling you to hate your daddy. I am telling you how your daddy has shaped the way you see yourself to where you feel stuck and you're not moving your needle. That's what I'm talking about. This ain't no daddy shame. This ain't none of that. But this is to acknowledge how you were groomed, whether it was consciously or unconsciously. When it's time for you to really show up for you, you don't do anything. But yet you keep showing up for everybody and their grandmama. All right. Let me go ahead and tap in. Tell me where y'all from. Right. I'm going to stop right here. Tell me where y'all from. I want to know where we at today. Tell me where y'all from. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Tell me where y'all from. I got Alabama, ATL. Let's go. All right. I got Texas. I got Georgia. Let's go. All right. I got Birmingham. I got Dade County, Miami. Let's go. Listen, let me tell y'all, people from Miami, they don't even want to put Florida. Like, they just so excluded. Tennessee. All right. Queen, New York. All right. Thank y'all so much for being on this live. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Now, I got one question for y'all. Miami is a whole nother. I tell you, people from Miami just, well, y'all just be like, you're still in Florida. Hello. But I don't care what nobody say. If you ever ask anybody from Miami-Dade County, they just say, hey, we a whole nother state. Anywho. So I'm tapping in. Thank y'all so much for telling me where y'all from. That lets me know the algorithm is working. That lets me know that I need to be in those cities when I do my in-person event next year. Okay? When I do my in-person event next year, I need to know what city is popping up on a regular basis so I can show up in your city. All right? So I got a question for y'all. What is one thing that you believe is keeping you stuck? Why do you believe that you are a fraud? I need to know because I'm finna write this down because I want to make sure that not only am I going to address this, but anything that I don't address in this live, I'm finna address in another one. Mindset. All right, what's the next one? Because I'm writing it down. You see the table shaking. The table shaking. Because I want to make sure that I'm tuning in with y'all. Because we are going to address those issues. Mindset. What's another one? Because I have good ideas and can't execute. Ideas, not executing. Fear. Hopefully I ain't miss nobody. Fear of abandonment. So fear, put abandonment. Like I don't know. Like I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm scared. Got it. I've been living life according to this false and untangled version of me. Influence. Okay. No support. I'm writing it down. Make sure I address all these things. All right, cool. Anybody else want to add? If anybody already said what you said, cool. If you want to repeat it, cool. All right. Make sure y'all tap the screen, share it loud. Remember, tapping is clapping. I'm tired of doing it by myself. Isolation, doing it solo. That is one of the I'll say characteristics of an imposter syndrome. Doing things solo. Can you repeat the question? When it come up to you feeling like a fraud, what do you think it is? Do you think it's your mindset? Do you think do you think you don't have enough support? Are you afraid to be left alone? Like, what is keeping you from getting to where you want to go? Why do you think you're a fraud? Okay. Because some of the stuff most of the stuff y'all already listed is going to be in this live. I'm going to address those. I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to dear cool. I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes and we're about to move on to the next thing. Break this thing down. And as y'all coming in, go ahead and tap screen and share live because we finna break this down. And I really want to make sure y'all taking note because I work harder than anyone I know, and there's still no results. Got it. Needle not moving. Failure. Yep, we finna address that. I want to change my name. What's wrong with your name? Because the truth is, it's not your name. It's your nervous system and it's your heart. My mother gave it to me. That means there's a mother wound. And I address that more in my mentorship when it comes to healing. Procrastination. That is not how you spell procrastination. Cool, got it. All right. Betrayal. All right, cool. Thank y'all so much. Poor confidence. Okay. I got it all in here. Let's go. Let's go. Thank y'all so much for putting it in. Family and friends. Baby girl said no support. So cool. I'm waiting to build with don't like me. You're waiting to, I want to build. I think that's what you're saying. I want to build with don't like me. I was shocked. Trauma bond. Worthness. Okay. All right. Let's get this thing started, daddy's girl, because I'm a daddy's girl. I love my daddy. And there were things that my daddy could not feel. And that was because of the issues that he had inside of him. And this is not to say that it can't, what you're going through can't be fixed. And I am here to assist you with that. All right. So we talked about the breakdowns of a father figure, right? Let's go ahead and address that a little bit because we got more people coming in. Don't forget, tapping is clapping. Make sure you share the live for people who feel like this, because you are not a fraud. This is a symptom of daddy issues, all right? So for those of you, I want you to know that your father was the first identity who mirror, right? As I said before, if some of y'all coming here late, I'm going to recap real quick. Your daddy impacts your self-image, your self-worth, your self-confidence, and your sense of independence. That's 4 things that your daddy affects, all right? And that is tied to your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is basically you being tapping into the emotions that you feel. You could put a name on it, and you know how to transfer it to being tactful, all right? And problem solving. Some of you all who name all these things about mindset, ideas without execution, feeling abandonment, ties to that thing. Okay, so if your father was absent, inconsistent, passive, and not just emotionally reaching out to you, this internalized to you that you're not worth anything and that you have to go above and beyond just so that you can receive love, just so that you can be seen. But here's the crazy thing. As soon as you get seen, you hide. Because you're confused. You're like, does this mean I don't have to continue to feel like an imposter? Does this mean I can actually be me? I'm not really sure. And your nervous system is going haywire because it's so used to you being not seen. It's so used to you feeling like you're not enough. So your nervous system operates that way. It happens in business, relationship, and as well as your faith in God. All right. So, and then for some of us, your daddy praised you only when you did what he wanted you to do, not what you wanted to do. Now, it doesn't mean that daddy's not going to correct you. It just means that when there was something that you wanted to do that didn't harm you, that didn't hurt you, he just was like, Now, can this apply the same thing to your mama? Absolutely. But I want to specifically talk about your daddy, because I believe that if you had a mother who was narcissistic, if you had a mother who was passive aggressive, if you had a mother who was just plain neutral, if your daddy had a dog in a fight, things will change. Okay? And some of us had a daddy who had a little chihuahua when he needed to be a pit bull. All right? Some of us had a daddy who looked like a German Shepherd but won't do nothing. All right? And that's what I'm talking about, that passiveness. We talk a little bit more about we talk that in my Fathers to Feelings workshop. That's going to be next month, next year. But let's move on. So if he didn't affirm you, you automatically learn self-doubt. So my daddy's girl, this is not to say that your daddy could not do all these things. He may not know how to. And I'm here to teach you why. So why is this happening? Why do I feel like an imposter? Okay, you're telling me about my daddy, Marissa, cool, fine, yeah, whatever. But why is this happening to me? Because I can't stop. I can't stop. So I'm going to tell you why you do what you do. So the reason why you keep showing up like an imposter, as if like you are a fraud, the truth is you're not a fraud. I just want to go ahead and affirm you and get that through your head right now. But in your childhood, you literally felt like you had to achieve so much more so that you can be celebrated. You had to put in an abundance of effort in order to be affirmed. Like you had to take on some other identity, like you wasn't enough. So you had to be somebody completely else in order to be affirmed. And your emotions was never mirrored. So when you cried, when you were sad, when you was hurt and you need somebody to dust your feet off and hold you and say, baby girl, it's okay. They just say, hey, get up, stop crying, get over it. That sound familiar? Put a yes in the chat. Stop crying. Get over it. You're too sensitive. In my community, you wear your feelings on your shoulder. That Build it. Because you keep hearing that over and over again. That's why some of y'all feeling that some of y'all shut down. Some of y'all cut a rug and cut a food. Some of y'all literally can't go past the emotion of anger because this has been suppressed for so long. What baby girl said, my mother always told me I was too emotional. I'm sorry to hear that, baby girl, because that's not cool. The truth is your mama didn't tap into her own emotions because she didn't know that she could. And that just not me not shaming your mama. I'm just here to help you evaluate so that you can eventually be able to forgive your mama if you have not already. He was always like when people like that, when people are around. That means your daddy had an issue with his own identity and that he cared more about the approval of other people than who he really was inside, which does contribute to imposter syndrome. All right. You too young to be having feelings. That doesn't even make any sense. I don't know why our family said that. Because my mama said that did my mom ever say that to me? No. I heard that in my cousins. Like, you too young to have feelings. Like, what? You're born with feelings. God designed you that way. What are we talking about? But that just means that because no one gave them the tools that I'm giving it to you. No one gave them the tools to even be able to acknowledge it because all our family members have been in survival mode for a very long time. Imposter syndrome keeps you in survival mode. Okay. I was never told sorry. Just act like it never happened. Yep. That means that they had a pride issue. He says that he's loving and caring father, but barely show up. That is because of the false image that he has of himself, and he doesn't want to admit where he falls short on. All right. Let's keep going. So when your father's inconsistent, or unpredictable or not emotionally safe. Some of you all date the way you date because you can't even go to your daddy because your daddy doing the same thing that the men that you have been chasing is doing. I'm going to say it a little bit slower. Some of you all date the way you date is because you are actually dating the same version of your father that your mother got in touch with, that your mother created you in. All right. She says, screaming, listen, I'm here for you. I promise I'm here for you. So I need you to understand you weren't supposed to grow up this way, but you did. And what ended up happening is it didn't help you with identity stability. So every time the crowd comes, you swaying to whatever they want you to go. Every time people of authority tell you to do something, you always trying to do what they want you to do. And then when it comes time, even though you have learned so much information for so many other people, now when it comes time for you to do it, you feel like a fraud. Even though you learned this information, can't nobody take that away from you. I want you to know this. It don't matter where you go from one job to another job to another job. All that information that you consume, that's yours. Your brain interpret that, multiplied it. I want every woman in this live to understand. Every woman in this live to understand you are a multiplier. Put multiplier in the chat. You are a multiplier. Put multiplier in the chat. I don't see y'all fingers moving enough. I see y'all tapping is clapping, but I need y'all to put that in the chat because I want y'all to speak that over to yourself. You are a multiplier. You are a multiplier. So those negative thoughts that your daddy has given you, those negative thoughts that has crept in, you multiply that. Every seed that somebody gives you, you multiply it. Imagine what can happen. Just imagine what could happen if you multiply the things that you actually wanted. If you multiply the things that you actually wanted. You're not a fraud, baby girl. You're not a fraud. You're not. But because of how our fathers have unfortunately failed, right, to do this, to show up in the way that God designed them to do, we over here knowing all this information and we still think we're not enough. You are enough. You can multiply the things that you want, and you can not multiply the things that you don't want. You have that authority. God made you that way. All right? So if you get off this live right now, I don't want that to ever leave your mind. You hear me? Okay? So your nervous system learns to distrust you, distrust your own voice. So again, back to what I was saying earlier, now you following what everybody else say. You made my dad thank you. Absolutely. You follow what everybody else say. As soon as somebody say this is a new trend, this is a new thing, you trying to follow over there because you don't trust who you really are. For some of you, this contributes to your hyper independence. This contributes to your hyper independence. Excuse me. Can you repeat what you said about a multiplier? You are a multiplier. You can multiply on the things that you want and not multiply on the things that you do not want. All that information that's in your head that you have consumed over years, you are not a fraud for knowing that information. The information that you have is good enough to multiply now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. It is the time now. Remember, tapping is clapping. Make sure y'all share the live. So, your father literally designed the name, the firm, and the establishment of identity. But when that doesn't happen, the daughter, we grow up literally like externally successful but internally insecure. That's why so many women who are very successful, they date men who are emotionally unavailable, and most of the time, I'm finna call it like it is, when it comes up to relationships, you a homeless shelter. You are a homeless shelter. Because why don't you, let me get this straight. You have gone above and beyond to learn all this information so you don't trust nobody, so that you don't care, so nobody can ask you nothing. You know all this information. You read it off the bat, but yet you don't think you deserve a man who does the same? I'm sorry, what? Well, Marissa, you know what I'm saying? I just need him to come over a little bit. And then here's the kicker. You come over, he play with you, you play with him, and then after that, you don't even care. After that, now all of a sudden you want a relationship again. Now all of a sudden you want a relationship again. Baby, you knew you wanted a relationship from get-go. You knew you wanted a man who could be able to take care of himself so that he can be able to make things easy for you. Because that's what a man is supposed to do. Your father's supposed to make life easier for you. And what I mean by easier, I mean about being able to be a rock for you. That's what I mean by easier. You still got to go through the pains. You still got to make sure you learn the information. You still got to make sure you're investing into yourself. You still have to make sure that you are regulating your emotions. You still have to make sure that you're not showing up in places that you ain't got no business doing. That is still your responsibility. To be able to have a solid rock to lay on when it is time to, that is necessary. And you picking men and friends you think I'm just going out for your little sneaky link? Absolutely not. I'm going for your friends too. Some of you all pick friends who you know don't want to advance, and you talk to them every day, and you wondering what's adding to your imposter syndrome. You feeling stuff is because every good idea you got friends around you talking about, oh girl, I don't know if I can do that. I don't think you should do that. Do you want that life? Let me know. Am I tripping? Do you want their life? I left them and now I have no friends. Baby girl, here's the thing when it comes up to no friends. I realized for me, two things is happening. One, I'm supposed to be in solitude if I currently don't have any friends. And my solitude is involved with healing the wounds that I have inside of me. And then two, getting closer to a higher power, a higher source who's going to not only give me my blueprint, but give me the blueprint that I need to move forward in life. And then as I am doing the things that God, the higher power, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is telling me to do, then those friends come. Because I guarantee you, I didn't get my friends until I invested in myself. I didn't get my new friends. I had a whole 2 years of no friends. Or friends who, talk to me every now and then, more like associates. Like, they wasn't really cool with me. Like, we weren't on the same, mindset. Like, they was on some other stuff. I was doing other stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Sometimes people just grow apart because their interest has changed. But I ain't had no friends for 2 years. 2 years. And especially during a time where I needed friends the most. Well, at least that's what I thought. My marriage was falling apart. The man that I worshiped more than God discarded me, left me with his child, and do not care. Financial abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, all those things. And all my daddy could do is be like, yeah, you picked him. My daddy. Yeah, you picked him. So, and I had to learn how to not hate myself. And I had to learn that there's one being that's going to get me out of this. And that was God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And after I got that together, as far as with surrendering to him, the help start coming. The help start coming. The help start coming. So either you're in a season where it's time for you to do some personal development so that your help can come. And I'm being honest with you. Some of you all got help anyway. And because it don't look like the way you want it to look, you don't accept it. I also did that too. I cried and cried. God, why don't you change my daddy? Why don't you change my daddy? He was like, I don't need to change your daddy right now. I sent these people to give you what you needed. But you want to be picky. Imposter syndrome. I feel like a fraud. It don't look like a certain way. I need to have a certain aesthetic. No, I don't. Do they have the information? Self-hatred is a part of the Father wound. Absolutely. Absolutely, Aaron. All right. All right. Tapping is clapping. Let's go. What is it costing you? All right. What is it costing you? My father just passed away. She said my father just died and he was trying to help me what you're talking about right now before he passed. Baby girl, Thelma, I'm so sorry to hear about your father. And I'm glad that you are here because you can start understanding why you do what you do and what's happening to you so that you can stop sitting in sorrow. Stop sitting in pain. Stop acting like that the world is crashing down on you when there's women who've been in a situation just like you and worse are moving and are overcoming. So I'm glad that you're here because you don't need to stay stuck no more. Every last one of y'all who are multipliers, y'all don't need to stay stuck no more. No more. No more. No more. All right. So what's costing you? You dim your light because you do not trust your gift. You dim your light because you do not trust your gift. You dim your light because you do not trust your gift. You all, again, are multipliers. You all have consumed years of information. You all have actually did the skill, have got the certification, got the t-shirt, got the brain, got the business. And you still don't trust the gifts that God has given you. You don't realize some of us are real cool with our daddy, but we do not respect him. There's no fear of respect. You can tell how I can tell how the way a woman moves, whether she actually respect her daddy or not, whether he here or whether he not. Whether he here or whether he not, I can tell how the way she walk. I can tell how the way she talk. I can tell what type of man she date and what career field. I can tell the information that she consumes on a regular basis. I can go on your social media and can tell whether you have imposter syndrome. I can tell by the things that you entertain in your social media whether you got father issues. It is that identical. And I want to let you know The men who ain't no good, the men who only want one thing from you, they see it too. I'ma say it again. Cause this ain't just, it is unfortunately, a father impact is so big, they can tell. They can tell your daddy don't protect you. They can tell your daddy didn't give you the information necessary to keep your eyes off of them. To keep your availability closed to them. Because truth is, if your daddy was a wolf just like they are, your daddy already left you out for the pack. Mine did. I'll never forget my daddy picking me up from school while he had a woman of the streets in the car after they just had an interaction. My daddy was a street pharmacist. So they helped each other out. And how you thought I was accepting that? What you thought I saw? Oh, this is the type of woman that gets my daddy attention. So I guess that's what I'm gonna follow. All right, let's move. So some of you all have business and you are undercharging because you literally self-doubt feeling safe than expansion. I'm gonna say that a little bit different. Some of you all are not charging your worth or your worth of service. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, your worth is priceless. But as far as with the skills that you provide, baby, on a regular basis, your self-doubt literally is like, well, I don't want to charge that much because I want to, I just want a little bit. I just want to help the people. Baby, how you gonna help the people when you're not stable? And some of you are stable and you're overspending, but hey, we're gonna talk about it a different day. All right. You self-sabotage opportunities because you're afraid of being seen. You self-sabotage opportunities because you're afraid of being seen. Friend, I did this about December. I say, was it 6 months ago? Had a video went viral. My coach was like, okay, let's go. I was like, I don't know. It had a lot to do with this, and I had to unpack that. My coach had to unpack that. We had to sit with that and unpack that. Now I'm able to overcome that and teach women on how to do the same. And I do that on a regular basis on all my one-on-ones. Now I have a mentorship to where it's going to be in every class. I was meant to come across your live. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here, Queen Keys. All right. So you procrastinate because you think that it has to be perfect. It got to be 100%. You got to feel. I don't feel. I sound like, what's her name? Maya Angelou. I don't feel. Why are you reading me? Because I was you, friend. I was you. Karma, I was you. We was in the same boat. I got on a better boat. I'm trying to help you get on a better boat. I want to get you to land so that you can be able to get on a better boat. You've been in the sea lost with no anchor. Every father is an anchor. All right. I don't know how you showed up on my TL. It's crazy how my therapist and I were talking about my dad. Well, I'm glad to be here with you. Essential essence of melanin. I'm being silly, y'all. XO, for real. Cool. All right, let's move. So you drown in self-help content and you do absolutely nothing. You drown. So that I'm talking for my people who like to consume all that information, because when you have imposter syndrome, and I want you to know, imposter syndrome is just a symptom of a father wound. All right. I got my notes because I told y'all I do my deep dives because I want my mentees or potential mentees to get it. Okay. So when it come up to drowning in information, this is what we call it experts. All right. Experts believe that they don't know enough information, so they have to consume everything. I got to know everything about everything. And then you can't execute. What you said earlier, I wrote it down. Baby girl said, I got so many ideas, but I failed to execute. You failed to execute because you was not assured as a child. Because your dad did not affirm the ideas that you had. All right? He didn't affirm the ideas that you had. He did not help you be able to emotional regulate, meaning I feel how I feel. What does that mean? Who's involved? What should I do after this? And instead of you reacting, he never taught you how to respond. And I teach that in my mentorship, because ain't no woman finna be under me and think that we finna just go haywire, we finna bust somebody in the head and that's gonna be the solution for everything. Absolutely not. Because I got a coach right now. She has been delivered. But I tell you, sometimes when she get upset, that bust in the head be coming out. My father was in the military. And unfortunately, men who was in the military, I'm gonna be honest with you, I take it even further. It's not even the military. It's how the way society has trained men to be stoic. Stoic means show no emotions. So our fathers did not have the opportunity to be able to express how the way they feel. And it shows up in their parenting. Okay, it shows up in their parenting. So now, for some of us, you avoid leadership because you're afraid of being found out. Okay, all your deep and darkest secrets, right? You done did this with this man. You done did this at this job. You done did this with this friend. You got a record. You don't have a record. You almost had a record. All these type of things, right, Aaron? I'm gonna tell you something. You need to own the things that you have. You have allowed shame to build up this symptom, all right, this syndrome of imposter. Your shame. You are ashamed of the things that you've done in the past. Friend, if you knew what you knew now, would you have done it? Put in the chat. If you knew then what you knew now, would you have done it? Vulnerability is my biggest issue. No. So why are you holding that over your head again? If you knew then what you wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have done it. So you being found out, this doesn't exist. Excuse me, I'm shameless. Like, it doesn't exist. You being found out. Somebody gonna find out that sometimes you I don't know, sometimes you pluck your mustache. Somebody gonna find out that you dated Robert and Robert is a HOE. You're gonna find out that, I don't know, for some of us, you're gonna find we don't want people to find out about the harmful things other people have done to us that we have not let go. I don't know who that was for, but that's not in my notes. Some of us are afraid of the trauma that we have not healed to come out. I don't know who is that for, but that ain't on my notes. That is not on my notes. That is not on my notes. Jay, that was you? Okay. That was the Holy Spirit. Kiki, that was you? That was the Holy Spirit, because that wasn't on my notes. Amen. Essential melanin. She said I asked a call. Okay. Y'all doing a little chit chat. All right. So the cost of imposter syndrome is not your confidence. It's your calling. Some of you all, matter of fact, I'm finna make a big push. All of you were supposed to multiply something, and God embedded it into you with those gifts. And because you have not taken out the time to figure out what's going on with you, you've been trying to stay busy, being everybody else's business, trying to multiply everybody else's business, instead of being able to uncover your own business so that you can multiply. It's costing you your calling. Asking me how I know. Cost mine. I knew I was supposed to be a mentor. I knew I was supposed to be a coach. I knew I was supposed to be in some sense of psychology and cognitive therapy. I knew that. I knew that when I was like, I think 17 years old. I knew that. But because I didn't understand how much of an impact my dad affected me, I didn't get here till I got desperate. I got to the age of 28 when my marriage fell apart. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't going to do no type of therapy if I couldn't keep that man. I was man-led. I wasn't going to do no type of therapy until I kept that man. And when I did, I went in there saying, can you change him? And I found out that I need to change. And ever since then, it has been completely different from me and him. Because he don't got the same woman that he married. And now that we are divorced, he most definitely ain't got the same woman. He is not interacting with the same woman, the co-parenting. Ain't. My issue, I put anyone and everyone for me. Because you are afraid to find out what's going on with that little girl inside of you. You have been ignoring her. So, we talked about what it's costing you. Now, I want y'all to dream with me. And I want y'all to put it in the chat before we talk about it. I want y'all to dream with me. What do you believe that you were called on this earth to do? Put it in the chat. What do you believe that you was called to do? Put it in the chat. I need to know. I'm writing it down. So the table get to shaking is because I'm making notes. I need to know. Tell me. What are you called to do? I don't know. I don't know means you haven't unpacked it. Being brighter. Brittany, I want you to go deeper. Help change and save lives. How, Ayo. Being a successful businesswoman and stylist. I'm called to be a mother, but dealt with 10 years of infertility. I think it's more than just motherhood, babe. Coconut is more than motherhood. That could be a part of it, but it's more. I know I'm supposed to do the same. How function autism. Autism is just a different way of multiplying the gifts that you have. Help people manage with their money. So, Brown, you're supposed to be helping me with my money. Where my finances at. You're supposed to be telling me how I can multiply my money. I'm supposed to be an author. JC, you got that book out? Paris said I'm supposed to be in art therapy or bringing peace, doing music. Brittany said I'm supposed to be bringing positivity. So, Brittany, you will be, it sounds like love and positivity to people. Brittany, I need you to write that down. How? I'm gonna tell y'all something while y'all on here. I want y'all to write down 3 things people call you for. Cause ain't none of y'all born. Ain't none of y'all bored. I know that for a fact. Y'all stay busy. I feel like I've been helping young girls. Okay. Babe, you can do that in talking melanin skincare. Babe, you can go into schools and start helping with schools right now. Only teachers in my family. People call me. Okay. Kids. You can bring positivity to kids. Advice, money, problem solving. Okay. So now we have dreamed. We have dreamed to vent, to good time, to have a good time, to organize my. Be careful about venting. I want you to know when people vent to you, it's not meant for you to hold. It's not meant for you to hold. It's just to help them be able to carry it well. Right? You remember when you listen to people vent, it is not for you to hold it and keep it. I had to learn as a person who listened to a lot of people vent, I had to give that to God. Okay? So as soon as I get off the call with them, I pray for them and I give them the advice they need and keep going. Your energy gives life coach. Cool. So you all just dream with me. So some of y'all have not commented and told me what y'all there for. I hope y'all writing it down. Venting heavyweights on me because I want to fix and I can't. You can't. You can only give people the advice. I'm gonna tell you something, Rampage, because I don't want you to make the mistake I did. You can give people the information, but you cannot be their biggest cheerleader. You can give people the information, but you cannot be their biggest cheerleader. Okay? I want you to understand that. That is not your weight to carry. It is their weight to carry. You're just a resource for them. All right. Yes, ma'am. Cool. All right. So y'all desire with me. We imagine how just now, right now, y'all putting this in this chat right now. That means you imagine trusting your voice without overthinking. Many of y'all didn't even overthink. You imagine feeling worthy of your success. Many of y'all didn't even give that in that chat. 3, you imagine showing up without shrinking. Now, when one of y'all talked about the other stuff that we talked about earlier in this live. Number 4, you all imagine taking action without doubting yourself every step. When I told y'all what it is, I know for a fact in your minds, y'all knew how to do it and when to do it. I know for a fact because y'all would not have been able to tell me so clearly. Some of y'all just need a little bit probing questions to get it narrowed down. But for the rest of y'all already knew what it was. And then lastly, imagine walking in God's given identity instead of your childhood insecurity. This imposter syndrome, baby. This is childhood insecurity. All right. So your father wound, if it was truly healed, if you actually did the work to heal it, this fraud identity will die. It will go away. It won't exist anymore. I did it. And I actually put in my mentorship because I got sick and tired of this old identity that no longer served me. It no longer served me. It could not carry me. It could not hold me. It was holding me back. It couldn't get me where I needed to go. It could not help me love on myself. It could not help me love on my daughter. It could not help me even accept the idea of being married again. Okay? So let's go ahead. Now, the old identity. This is now. We're going to heal it, right? Ayo Cool said we finna heal it. Right? We finna heal it. Okay? The old identity. I need more confidence. I need more skills. I need to work harder. I need to be perfect. That is the old identity. That is no longer yours. That's not your identity. You know why it's coming from. That's not your identity. It's not your identity anymore. No, it's not. You're not a fraud. All right? Tapping this clap. Make sure you share the live. All right. Your new identity. What is your new identity? What am I going to look forward to for the rest of my life, especially planning for 2026? What am I going to look forward to, Marissa? I don't need more confidence. I need the real identity. And that's what God has designed for me to do. Some of you all have been fighting against who you really are and trying to become this, what man has told you should be. Oh, girls, it said we've been talking for a long time. Oh, wait, I got these nails. All right. Hey, okay, cool. So the new identity, the new model, the new truth is confidence flows from identity. That's where you're going to get it coming from. I want you to understand, if you feel like failure, if you feel like nobody's going to support you, if you feel like you're not worth it, if you feel like you're never going to be enough, if you feel like you have to wait till the last minute to get things done because the anxiety, the anticipation of it not working out is driving you crazy, that is how you want to continue to respond. You think you finna act anything different than what you believe? You're absolutely not. If you believe that you're a fraud, you will respond like one. That's why I told you in the middle of this live, you are a multiplier. The things that you choose to multiply on is what you will become. Your brain don't know if you lying or telling the truth. Either way, it knows that's what you want to believe, and we're going to go with it. The new identity that, and I don't even want to say new, it's really revealing the identity that God has already assigned to you. God has already given it to you. You the one, you fighting it. And you couldn't understand why, because of your nervous system and how your daddy set up that foundation. But baby girl, when I tell you, when you heal it, it's going to be different, because identity flows from the healing of our daddy issues. Not hating men, not hating your baby daddy, not hating your husband, not hating your brother, and being able to see a man who's broken and don't want to fix him. Just want to be a resource for him. Too many of y'all are fixers. That's why y'all overgive and overshare. Because you think that if I do all this extra and extraordinary stuff for him, it's going to give you the applause. Yeah, she did this for me. I love her. I care about her. And that's the main men that just dog you out. The main men that dog you out. That take. And you like, I'm just giving because I just want somebody to clap for me. Because my daddy didn't clap for me. My daddy didn't show up for me. My daddy didn't let me know how important I was without using my body. My daddy didn't tell me how smart I was without me doing something for them that uplifted them but kept me down. She said, listen, Matcha, honey, I love you. I love you and I mean it. All right? You say, no, I'm going to tell you this before I say that. Your problem isn't confidence. It's that you are absent of being affirmed. You need to be affirmed, but in a healthy way. You don't need somebody to say, that a girl. When you are constantly self-sacrificing and breaking your body down. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is not how the way God designed you. God didn't say, okay, Nicole, she's going to please men and I'm going to be so proud of her. No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not how he designed you. Now, understand, that's how the way the environment's set up. But God, I'm here to remind you, God does not want you to operate that way. This is of the world. This is not how the way God wants you to be. And I am here to remind you that there is a way out. There is hope. You don't have to keep operating this way. You don't have to keep it thinking that you're less than, because you're not. I think I'm a people pleaser, and it's hard for me to set boundaries. I don't know how to fix it. I'm going to give you a couple of steps on how to fix that. The main thing I would tell you for those who are people pleasers, because that's what I used to be, a former people pleaser. You have to know that you are important. You have to prioritize yourself. But the only way you can do that is you stop lying. You lie too much. It ain't that man. It ain't your dad. It ain't your cousin. Is that you? It ain't none of them. It ain't your mom. It ain't none of them. You keep believing the lie. And as you believe the lie, you're overperforming. As you believe the lie, you're oversharing. As you believe the lie, you're overgiving. As you believe the lie, you're overextending yourself. As you believe the lie, you keep wearing, tearing down on your body. Girl, my stomach growling because I've been trying to eat healthy because I'm trying to reduce my fluffiness, but it's okay. I thought it was just in my marriage, but I see it's a new position at work. And it's like, oh yeah, it's everywhere, babe. How you do one thing, you do everything. When my coach said that to me, I thought she was completely crazy. I said, no, that ain't how that work, babe. How can I tell a professor, like how can I tell a woman who got her doctorate in psychology that no, that's not how that works? It is exactly how that works. It is exactly how that works, because your father wound affects your self-esteem. He affects how the way you accept relationships. He affects, I got my notes. Your daddy affects your self-esteem. He's the reason why you feel abandoned. He's the reason why you got trust issues. He's the reason why you're emotionally numbness. And the list continues to go on. He's the reason why you're angry and you have resentment and you have difficulty building relationships and maintaining them. All of that has a lot to do with that. How you do one thing, you do everything. Absolutely. I'm about to graduate my bachelor's and I'm struggling with that exact thing. And I got you. So, you talk nasty to yourself. You took real nasty to yourself. Like, you're not. It's so crazy. The men who feed you breadcrumbs talk nicer to you than you do talk to yourself. And I'm going to say it again. The men who feed you breadcrumbs talk to you nicer than you talk to yourself. Okay? So who does this affect? This affect my daddy. This affect my daddy's girl. I love my daddy. I appreciate my daddy. But my daddy did not do the right things. Okay? Wig snatched. Okay? Just fix it. I promise you. I know somebody that does edges. Okay? Just fix it a little bit. We'll work out the edges thing later. This is for my women who are high achievers. Okay, this is for my woman who was raised in a passive or inconsistent father. Right? He show up for a couple of months and then he out. And as soon as he got issues with your mama, he out. As soon as he got issues with your brother, he out. As soon as he got issues with you, he out. As soon as something affected his job, he out. As soon as he got a new girlfriend, he out. That is not a father who is very secure and understand how much weight that he carries. Okay, so. This is for my women who have mothers who was left unregulated. This is for my mothers. This is for my women who have mothers who were left unregulated. Let me tell you something. For those who have mothers who are very narcissistic and who are very disrespectful and who try to live within you. I was talking to my sister who's a therapist. She was talking about how she was like, Marissa, you always focus on daddy issues. Why you don't focus on mama issues? Because I know for a fact, because I had a brother before he passed away. He had a bigger dog in the fight for his kids than the mother of his children. I'm going to say it again. He had a bigger dog in the fight for his kids than the mother who allowed her emotions to control whether he can see his kids or not. So I know for a fact if your daddy had a bigger dog in the fight, your mother would be regulated because she wouldn't be able to do and say the things that she said to you. I don't care what nobody say. A father will either create generational curses or generational wealth. Okay? I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what no therapist say. And then for some of y'all, your daddy had too big of a dog in a fight. He was very aggressive. He didn't want to regulate his anger. And it's because of the same things that you're suffering with right now. That self-doubt. You can't trust yourself. Your mindset. You think you weak. If you get support, you can't ask for help. Huh? You can't set boundaries. Some of us have watched our daddy be so aggressive with us, but a yes man to everybody else. Huh? How does that work? Because he literally has passed on the same insecurities to you. She says, literally trying to figure out how to heal this so I can fix my money. Absolutely. That's why I'm here to help you. Sounds like, she said, sounds like my mom. Yep. Some of us had passive aggressive mothers because their father didn't help regulate, didn't help them put some on their voice, put some right? Just like for Thanksgiving, you want somebody to put them foot in them greens, right? It's a figure of speech, but the same thing applies to your emotional intelligence. Do you have a recorder of the live? You're speaking to me. I will put this on my YG, not YG. I keep trying to do the symbols. My YT. It'll be Coach Maritza, Coach Maritza, Maritza. And you'll see it over there, aka Rewrite Your Pain. My mother was a monster hunter and an angel in public. Yes, because your mother dealt with also imposter syndrome. And unfortunately, she dealt with it aggressively because she wasn't able to express herself. And I'm gonna tell y'all a hint. Some of our mothers who are monsters is because they've been touched. And they've been touched by a man. It is not to excuse your mother. Yes. Is it Perry? Hope I said that right. Yes, she was. I'm sorry to hear that, babe. She didn't know by a family member. I'm sorry to hear that. And normally passes on. So, this is for the women who grew up feeling like you're the strong one. Right? I felt like I had to be the strong one. I was the youngest. But that don't even make any sense. Because I had a brother, right? My mama allowed him to just touch everything and she supported him. I remember my mama going into debt. My mama literally went to jail for cashing out checks because she was trying to get my brother out of this environment because his father wouldn't show up for him. And there was nothing else that she could do. My mom did the best that she could with the information that she knew how. And she had lost her father and mother. So what support did she have? When I was then, she said, then I was when I was older, and she didn't take it serious, oddly enough. When it comes to imposter syndrome, women who were praised to perform but not in personhood, right? So this is where the people pleasing kind of comes in, right? You get a little bit of love because you help pay the bills. You get a little bit of love because you answer that call at 2:00 in the morning. You get a little bit of love because you gave your last dollar. You get a little bit of love, and it just keeps going and going and going. Because unfortunately, givers who have imposter syndrome, they tend to, their nervous system and their trauma goes to those who are takers, who are extreme takers. And all it does is just keep feeding their trauma over and over again. Everything is conditional. My mama, it's not enough. And it's not enough because she doesn't feel like enough. Again, your mother's dealing with the same issue. Taken advantage of, right? Nope, her father didn't jump in. I only had one brother in my life that when a man even threatened to touch me, he was ready to go to jail. But he ended up going to jail for something else, so that still left me unprotected. So, when it develops, when it come up to childhood, because I need y'all to get it, and I promise you I'm going to let y'all go in a couple minutes. I need y'all to get it, though. I need y'all to get this. Not feeling celebrated. Does that sound familiar? Walking on eggshells. Some of you all have been doing this for years, and you're wondering, where did this come from? My brother borrowed so much money from girl, but my brother's still doing it. I'm like, dude, like, you ain't even got no kids. What is the problem? What is the problem? You ain't got no kids. And for some of you all, that does not take away from how the way you feel. You don't need to have kids in order to be a priority. I want to say that for women in the back. I know you back there and I see you and I care for you. You don't need to become a mother in order to be valuable. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand. I need you to get it. Now, for those who, since childhood, you walking on eggshells, being an emotional adult inside of the home, when your mama or your daddy crashing out, you trying to console them. I'll never forget, at the age of 5, my dream, at the age of 5 years old, my dream was to grow up so that I can help my mama pay her bills. Because I got tired of seeing my mama suffer. 5. If I could have gotten a job at the age of 5, I would have. If I knew that I could have built a business at the age of 5, I would have. That's how much I was the strong one. He says, I'm so sad. My daughter probably feels that way. That means, Sarah, it's time for mama to get regulated so mama can help relieve that pain from her. That's what that means. It's time for mama to invest in herself and stop allowing this imposter syndrome to be her false identity. That she's ready to take the identity that God has already designed for her and get into a mentorship that's going to help multiply her so that she can be able to protect her kids. So she can be able to show up for her daughter. Okay? It doesn't reverse what was already done, but can it help her along the way? Yes. All right? So in childhood, okay, nobody told you that they were proud of you. Nobody told you they was proud of you. And then also you had a distant father and an overwhelmed mother. That's what I had. I had a distant father and an overwhelmed mother. My mama didn't know about the resources that was available for her. My mama thought that the only resource that she had was getting a man. I'm going to say it again because some of y'all think that, and I thought the same way too. You thought that your only resource was your relationship status. I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. Because I did that. I did what society told me to do. I accepted a man who thought less of me. And I did it. I thought because I was a plus size woman that I could not be able to gain a man as intelligent as I was. But I'm here to tell you right now, that's a bold-faced lie. Bold-faced lie. I did that and done that. Some of y'all are still married and still trying to overcome that. Baby girl, I'm here to tell you. You don't have to operate that way. And it's not here to break up your marriage. It's here to know that your marriage can be better. Literally, I'm talking about how my mom just wanted to say, then I became the same. Yep, you repeat the same. See, my mama told me, I'm going to tell you something. Your mama taught you what to receive. Your daddy told you what you, no, let me, your daddy taught you what to receive. Your mama taught you how to receive it. Your daddy taught you what to receive. Your mama taught you how to receive it. For some of us, if our father was completely absent in our lives, then the men that your mother have chosen and that the men who were surrounded around you told you what to accept. And your mother told you what she thought you should accept invertedly. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to accept that if that's not what you want. If that's what you want, this ain't the lie. I am not the coach. Okay. I don't want you to continue to suffer in the way that I did. And I teach women every day that you don't have to accept less. You don't have to. And I'm here to tell you, some of you all who are people pleasers, who are overgiving, who are perfectionists. Did you know that you're literally giving somebody this much of you? And you're expecting them to give this much of them? I'm going to say it again. For my people who are people pleasers, for my people having imposter syndrome, for my people who are overachievers and above and trying to go above and beyond for people and get little back. Do you know this is how much you're giving to them? You're also giving them breadcrumbs. You want to know why? Because you have not healed those wounds. So that knocking on the door of the little girl inside of you saying, please see me. Please help me. Like, I don't want to keep feeling like this. You like, shh. We're just going to keep doing this. And then eventually it's going to work out. And you wonder why some of y'all crashing out at your job. You wonder why some of y'all crashing out in your relationship and your friendships. Because that little girl like, let me out. Because you don't care about me either. That also imposter syndrome. Just clock me. Listen, I'm here to give you the message so you don't have to continue to operate this way. All right. So being corrected more than affirmed. Some of us, and I had to work on this on my parenting. If your first thing is no, then all as a little girl, all you want to hear is yes. Even if it's you. I'm going to say it again. For some of us who have been trained, no. All you want to hear is yes. Even if it's you. The issue is you don't know what to accept and what not to accept. So you say yes to everything. The things that you should say yes to, you don't. And the things that you shouldn't say yes to, you do. Thank you for this information. No problem. All right. So this didn't start in your business. This didn't start in your relationship. Hey sis, and this did not start with your friends at school. It literally started from home. Okay. So Every day, this is what I want y'all to do. And I promise you, I'm going to leave you. All right. This is where you're going to start showing up today. Y'all ready for it? Go ahead and say yes in the chat. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. 1. You are going to stop lying to yourself. I mentioned this earlier, but I don't think you realize how much this is a problem. You lie about what you seen. You lie about what you heard. You lie about what you thought. You lie about what you didn't think. You lie about everything that you see. Everything that you see, you always turn into a negative. And every negative thing that you saw, you keep turning into a positive. I need you to stop. I need you to stop. I need you to stop. 2, journaling. Some of you all don't like to journal. You don't like to express how the way you feel. And that is the reason why those thoughts keep circling. You need to learn how to express how the way you feel so you can stop shutting down, so you can stop being disrespectful, and so some of y'all can stop thinking that anger is the only emotion that you can show in order to feel safe. 3, you need to forgive your father for the things that he did. For some of you all, for many of us, it is you writing a letter or multiple letters. I'm not telling you to send it to your daddy. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm not telling you to send it to your daddy. Now, some of our fathers are trying to work on that. And even though he's working on it, it does not change the trauma that has been built up from the ages of 0 to 14. You still got to do internal work. And for some of y'all in therapy, I know your therapist told you that. And it says, what if you have no men in your life and your mom was, then Rain, I hope I said that right. Rain, it would be you saying, Dad, you wasn't there when I drove my first car. Dad, you wasn't there when I had my first boyfriend and this happened to me. Dad, you wasn't there when, I bust my leg. Dad, you wasn't there when somebody hit me and I had to fight. Hey, girl. Dad, you wasn't there when, when mom did this and mom didn't hear me. That's real. She said, I went in therapy and started to forgive and build with him. He still neglected me. I cut him off. Beefing, I understand that. But I need you to understand the healing is for you. It ain't for him. Because your dad will have to do his own internal work in order to receive you. Because just like you have an issue with receiving, so does he. This is not to say that him neglecting you is wrong. This is to let you, I need you to understand, when you able to identify the patterns within you, you can start identifying the patterns within your dad so that you, I'm going to say it. Stop Supermaning your daddy. And this is not just for beefing. I'm not necessarily talking to you directly. Stop Supermaning your daddy. Stop Supermaning your husband. Stop, because I used to Superman my husband. No, this man is human. He got issues and problems just like you do. And until you be able to identify the problems within you and how the way he failed to show up for you, because most of the time he didn't even know how to. And he didn't have the support to be able to do that either. But you got the support now. You actually have a coach and you got therapy to help you with that now. Not you beefing. I'm just saying as a whole. Stop Supermaning these men. They're human. I don't care what a man say or what he can and can't do. I don't care if you were dating 50 Cent. I don't care if you was married to whatever celebrity. He's still a man. He cannot do everything. He is not going to see everything. And unfortunately, that imposter syndrome adds to that. Because it's he shoulda. You right, he should have, but he didn't. And these are now your wounds to carry. And this is not to say it's not messed up, but it's still yours. And we got to heal and got to process that. All right. I'm sorry you experienced that. But I'm reading up, y'all. My dad told me to myself in the 20s, and I don't know how to heal that. Icebreaker, that is very mean that your father said that. And and this does not help you in any type of, well, it does help you, but it doesn't feel good. One, I'm sorry that your father said that, but I do want you to know this. The world is full of projection. The world is full of projection. When my coach said this to me, I thought she was crazy. The world is full of projection. The same things that your daddy said to you, he felt that way. And because he knew he had an authority, he knew that was going to pierce through your heart. Because he also is pierced. Does it justify his actions? No, it does not. But I want you to know that your daddy feels that same way about himself. He does. And I want y'all to heed to some of the things that these other women are expressing. I want you to heed to the other things these other women are expressing, because some of you all are dating men like this. And you trying to figure out why your soul is craving it. It is craving out of brokenness and not being able to heal. So when you see this and you say like, dang, that's messed up, don't exclude yourself. He's like, I got me crying. I actually feel bad for him for once. I want you to humanize your daddy. It don't take away from what he did. I really want to say this because some of y'all are daddy's girl. It don't take away from what he did. But I need you to understand, a lot of us be operating out of trauma. You have been operating out of trauma. He passes on to you. Now you're able to heal from it. I have abandonment issues and I don't know how to do the inner work. Asia, the little girl, I'm going to tell y'all right now, what is one thing the little girl is asking you to do? And most of the time, it is the little girl wants you to see her, wants you to feel her. Asia, you probably stay busy so you don't. I see you got RN. I see you got MSN on here. Your schedule is very hectic, and I guarantee you, even if you don't need the money, you take it anyway. Now, you Asia, tell me if I'm wrong. Cool. Tell me wrong. Nah, Coach Marissa, that ain't what I do. I ain't that type of girly. Nah, I ain't on that. Okay? She said it comes up in relationships. Still, the little girl is for everything, Asia. It's for everything. The little girl needs you to acknowledge her. The little girl needs you to acknowledge her. The little girl wants you to see her and spend time with her. Because if you don't spend time with her, you can't tell that man what to do for you. You can't tell that man how to love you and how to care for you. You can't even, and then on the truth, you can't even identify if he is or if he is not for you. Because you have not consoled that little girl inside of you. I have abandonment issues and I got into a bad accident. Finally sitting still to heal. Yes, I got into a bad car accident, friend. Being fast. I went from one man's house to another man's house, being a full HOE, okay, and was proud of it at the time. Now I'm just like, yeah, I did that. That wasn't a good decision. I want y'all to understand, there's a difference between healing and isolation. There's a difference between solitude and isolation. And some of y'all be getting them all confused. They're the same. When you take time to really figure out what's going on with you and actually trying to get the support that you need, that is in solitude. But when you sit there and you fess and you tell yourself how everybody is wrong, that's isolation, and it literally affects your self-esteem, making it become low. So those who think that way, you get anxiety, you increase your depression, and the list keep going up and up. You have more negative thoughts. All right. I realized I've only dated what I was scared about. Yep. And didn't want to move back home. Me. Thank you for being honest about that. And I appreciate you for saying it out loud, because that means you have a part of the emotional awareness. And now slowly you're having emotional compassion for yourself for the things that you've gone through, and not beating up yourself. Okay? And not beating up yourself. All right. So we now understand that when we are, constantly rewriting our emails, we're constantly want to rehearse conversations over and over. We're hiding behind our accomplishments. We're panicking when people call our name. We're downplaying our gifts. We are rejecting praise. We are over explaining. We are overthinking, and we still stay small when no one expects us to be small. Some of you all, your friends have been asking you to take up the room and you have not. And you're blaming them when really, baby girl, it's you. And what I mean by is you have not done the work. Because unfortunately now, the trauma that has happened in your childhood is happening in your adulthood. So now you're able to identify the wound. Now you need to stabilize your nervous system. And you also need to rewrite your father's narrative. Right? Which are things that we talked about. And then the last important thing is you need to rebuild your self-esteem from source, not surface. Some of y'all don't be wanting to get deep with people. And I mean people who actually care about you. How many of y'all run from help? I ain't the only one. Put them on the chat. How many of us be running from help? Please repeat. I'll repeat it in the next one. How many of us be running from help? And I got you, Perry. How many of us be running from help? Me? All right. You're running from help. You think you're a fraud, but you're afraid to ask for help. This is coming from my daddy issues, because our daddy got us thinking out here in these streets that we ain't worth nothing. And that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Okay? I'm going to repeat it again. In order to overcome this imposter syndrome, feeling like a fraud, wanting to heal from your daddy issues, 1, you got to stop lying to yourself. 2, you need to actually start journaling how the way you feel. Why? So that you can start healing the identity wound. It's a false identity. Imposter syndrome is a false identity. All right? 3, I want you to write the letter to your dad. Okay, because what it's going to do, it's going to stabilize your nervous system. The things he could do, he couldn't do, how the way he showed up, what he did. Again, some of us mad because our daddy didn't have a bigger dog in the fight. And some of us mad because our daddy, that dog bit. And he shed blood. And he did not care for the wounds that he left behind. That needs to be in that letter. And then the next thing is rewriting your father's narrative. I want you to understand something. Your father is not Superman. He is a man who has, and he has these wounds that you have has went through the bloodline and came to you. And here's the difference. The difference is you now know how to fix it. You now have a resource in front of you that can help you fix it. Your daddy didn't have that. And even if he did, you, just like he did, you have the choice to either sit there and stay the same for the next 30 years of your life, or take the opportunity now and invest in yourself so the next 30 years of your life will be different. Because it's time to rebuild your self-esteem with a source, not on the surface. You don't ask for help. You learn all this information. You can't multiply it because you don't have nobody to bounce ideas off of. You don't have nobody to help you be able to think things through. You think these people who made multi-billion-dollar businesses or major mind-blowing couple relationships, family dynamics, You think they did that by themselves? No, they did that with a team. You see people with their family, it looks so beautiful. I ain't talking about that fake Instagram stuff. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about people who genuinely love their family and would do anything for that family, and you want those same things. It took a team. Everybody was in on it. It wasn't there was no butt of the jokes. Everybody started working on their individual problems and they came together. You can't do this by yourself. You've been doing it by yourself. How is it working? You've been doing it by yourself. How is it working for you right now? Because last time I checked, what y'all said to me, I'm going back to my notes because I told y'all I'm going to write it down. Can you say the last point? The last point is rebuilding your self-esteem from a source and not the surface. Rebuilding your self-esteem from a source and not the surface. Getting help. Getting help. Oh, thank you so much, love. This helps with your mindset. Having ideas and not knowing how to execute them. Feeling like there's nobody there to help you. And there's actually a lot of people out here who want to help you. Okay? Needing confidence. Because I'm going to tell you something. Confidence is in the execution. Okay? Taking those thoughts that you have, and because this is what emotional intelligence is. Taking the thoughts that you have, identifying those emotions. Identify those emotions, and then taking those emotions and actually having the ability to think them through and to start problem solving. That is true emotional intelligence. And you doing it by yourself is going to take longer. Where do you go? Y'all see me? Do y'all see me? Y'all see me? Y'all see me? See me? Y'all see me? Y'all see me? Y'all see me? I see you tapping. Y'all see me? Okay, cool. Thank you, Kiki. So, but that's what's interfering. Y'all don't talk nice to yourselves. Y'all are very rude. Y'all very disrespectful to yourselves. And it's time to get around people who don't want to do that to you. It's time to get around people who don't want to hurt you, who don't want to talk negative, talk nasty to you, who doesn't want to do any of those things to you, who just want to love on you, who just want to cherish you, who just want to uplift you and call you out of your shenanigans. Look at y'all be playing so much. Listen, when I invested in myself, I gained friends and coaches at the same time that will read me with love and read me with filth and say, hey, we're not going to do that. I see you come out that corner. And months of this helped me, molds me to be able to not only coach the 30 women on a regular basis that I coach a month, but to be able to coach over 200 to 300 women who are now making thousands of dollars in their investment and not allowing imposter syndrome to be their identity, not allowing their daddy issues to be who they believe that they should be. Okay? Having friends who are, yes, will lead you to hell. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, if you are ready, and I mean if you're not, you got all the beans, you got all the juices, you got all the love. But it's only for the women who are ready to stop feeling like a fraud and start living like God's daughter. Okay? In the Fatherless to Fearless workshop that I have going on next month, it is literally going to walk you through your daddy issues. Now, that's next month. Because mine already happened Friday. When I tell you it was fire, it was fire. It was a 4-hour workshop. Women were crying. They was able to break free. They was able to help, be able to reparent with their children, be able to reunite with themselves and have a closer relationship with God. That, right now, I got it on for sale for $97. That's if you are interested. Because I get to the root, not the symptom. Now, based on what you have heard today, because some of y'all been holding with your girl for a whole hour and a half now, do you think that if you actually took time with me for 4 months, do you think you can heal your imposter syndrome beyond a day? Do you think that I can assist you based on this live today? Do you think that I can assist you? Absolutely. So I'm going to ask you this. What would it take for you to invest in yourself today? What would it take? Because I need to know. I want to make sure that I'm providing value so that next time I can come in and provide more. What would it take for you to actually invest in yourself? I really would like to know. What would it take? Because I don't know if I told you at the beginning of the live, it ain't money. We know it's how the way our fathers have molded us. I still need more money. It ain't money. I tell you right now, ain't money. But I'll write it down. Money. So I'm going to ask you, how much does your healing cost? What do you think? How much does your healing cost you? Because I want to write this down. Because I want, if my offer does not give you what you need, I'm going to create one. I want to create an offer that gives you what you need. So money. How much does your healing cost? I want to know. And I ain't telling you nothing today. No, don't worry. Don't worry. That's only for those who want it. You want to be in part of my mentorship, cool. If not, don't even worry about it. I would like to go through coaching and all the costs. Again, how much does it cost you to heal, to get your healing? Put a number on it. What does it come with? I missed a whole lot. Asia, girl, we were talking about the good juicy stuff. How much? And again, this doesn't even have to deal with in my mentorship. Like, how much does it cost you? How much do you think your healing is worth? I want to know. Healing itself is process, but the coaches offers isn't. Okay. My life. All right, so I'm going to ask you something. What is a price that you will put on a 4-month process to heal from your daddy issues or heal from imposter syndrome? How much do you think it costs you? Or should it cost you? How much should it cost you to actually learn how to stop self-doubting yourself and actually heal? How much does that cost you? Like I really want to know, if it was just 4 months, how much would you pay? This is research for me. I want to know, will it cost you like $300? Would it cost you $1,000? Would it cost you maybe like $2,300? Like, how much would it cost you? I would pay $150. Now, $120 to $200. Is that, Aaron? Is that a month or for the whole 4 months? I think it would be easier to digest if you offer monthly. Okay, then versus so monthly payments. Monthly payments of what? Monthly payments of what? Icebreaker. 100 a week. I see you. She said 60 to 120 a month. Okay, I'm writing it down. Anybody else? I'm taking notes. Because I am curious. I am curious on how much you think your healing costs. She said also can't tell someone how to charge. Oh no, you're not telling me how to charge, babe. I'm just curious. Because I could provide a class that'll answer that questions. I'm like, I take a class, You can, you know, take these classes and that'll be how much it is. You won't be able to do a one-on-one coaching, but you can probably get a class. I pay on my trainer for my body $100 a week. So that's basically $400 a month. So that means for you, you're saying that $1,600 for 4 months, for 4 months. Is that what you're saying? Let me make sure I pronounce this right. Is it Khadijah? I think it's Khadijah. Oh, did I get it right? Let me know. Did I get it right, Khadijah? Because listen, I like saying people name right. I don't want to butcher it. Yay! I got a name right. Oh my God. Listen, people in my class be like, girl, just get the name together. I'll be like, please don't hate me. I promise I'm gonna get it right. I like the idea of being able to pay for individual classes instead of 4 months. Okay, I'm gonna ask you something. And because this is for me, okay? I answer all your good questions. I was just curious. So I wrote down all your stuff. Cool. Now, if y'all saying roughly about, you know, $120 a month, that'll put it. Did I do that right? You say around $400. So from $480 to $1,600. That's what y'all saying. Some of you all pay that on a man. Some of you all pay that investing in other people's bills instead of your life. Some of you all spend that on emotional eating or emotional shopping. Because I see you. Some of us are accepting bare minimum jobs so that we don't make the money to support our family because of the responsibilities. Define them. You know what I mean by emotional shopping. When you're sad, when you're happy, and you know this is coming up. I bet right now that some of you all who even had the money don't have your stuff on auto pay. Did you know you're supposed to have 2 different accounts? One is for spending and the other one, retail therapy. One is for spending and the other one is for actual auto pay when your bills come out. Did some of y'all know that? Some of y'all make the money to do that and don't do that. But I've been watching y'all. Y'all spend all y'all money on the aesthetics so that nobody can see the internal pain that you've been going through. I'm not that grown yet. I see some of y'all. I've been checking out some of y'all profiles. I see y'all. I'm just saying. I see y'all. That's all I'm saying. I see you. I see how y'all would spend $300-$400 on getting your hair done, or when you go out to the club, you spend about $300, or you spend it on your man because some of y'all are homeless shelters. I see it, but I made a note of it. I was just curious. Great minds wanted to know. So before I let y'all go, that's over. I ain't gonna beat y'all up no more. What questions did y'all have? Did y'all need me to repeat? And then I'm gonna let y'all go. Cause this was a fire. This was a fire live. Y'all showed up and showed out. I love this. I get a lot of stuff for free from TikTok Shop, but struggle to make constant commission. That is because you have not learned the art of psychology and how to get people attention. So if I were you, Icebreaker, I would invest. And there's a lot of creators that can teach you on how to multiply and make better content. But if you feel like a fraud, you're not gonna push forward. Do you go live? Yes, I do go live normally. So it is gonna be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Those are my days. That part. Yep. Just make sure that you have your notification on. It'll let you know when I go live. But I'm normally gonna start going live from 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. I have no idea what it is the time for other people. I think it's like a 4-hour gap for PC time, PS time. I don't remember. What time? Around 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. So that would be 2:30 Central Standard Time, and then I think Mountain Time is like 2 hours before that, so it'll be like 1, and then I think PST time is like 4 hours, something like that. 3 hours. Oh, okay. It says, how much do you meet during the? How much do we meet? Oh, we meet. We're gonna meet basically once a week, so you get 4. Get class, and we would go through the healing foundation. That's what I call it. And we will break down all the different things that you don't even realize that is affected by your father. And I literally walk through on why you do it and how to overcome it. The how to overcome, I literally go through step by step that is a proven, even used by millionaires. My coach is a millionaire, so literally it's a proven step by step. Even Kim Kardashian uses the same theory to help overcome her people pleasing, perfectionism, and so on and so forth. Is the info for the class on your page? No, I don't have it accessible because I only want women who are really ready. So I don't even pull it up. I just want to provide as much value, and for the woman who is ready to take that initiative, that's when I'll go ahead and let the price out. Cause I don't want any woman who is not ready. Because I've been that woman who was not ready. And I consumed so much free information until I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of me. I got sick and tired of playing the victim, and all them people that I blamed, none of them was coming to my aid. None of them was for to help me. So me blaming them other people, it didn't do nothing but just it really do nothing at all. Like, they got an opportunity to just, be the butt of the joke and did not care. So, but if you Ashley, if you want to know what's inside of it, I'll go to it. All right, hold on. Where is it? Cause I gotta go get my baby. Let me see. I got my nails done, and girl, like, I think I got them too long. I got them way too long. Like, this was unnecessary. Anybody else have any other questions? Cause then I'm about to let y'all go. I got all that stuff on there. Do I have any other questions? All right. Well, I'm going to let y'all lovely people go. I'm so glad to be a part of your journey, right? Hope you took some good notes, because baby, this live was juicy. And for those who just catching in on the replay at the end, it will be on Coach Maritza and Rewrite Your Pain on YouTube. So make sure y'all tune in, and this is a good replay. I truly appreciate y'all, and I'm out.